It's a video on Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's a very good, very quick, very skilled rising prospect from New Zealand, but he's kind of in the shadow of Anthony Joshua right now for quite a few reasons. Uh, the the hype machine seems to be a lot better in Britain and America. When they think they've got a good star, they can advertise them extremely well, and soon everybody knows who they are quite around the world. And they don't seem to have that as well in New Zealand. New Zealand's a lot smaller country, can't get the same kind of fan base here rapidly, but he's very popular in Africa, Australia, New Zealand. Right now, he seems to fight from Las Vegas. That's where he trains anyway. Anthony Joshua kind of looks like a Wladimir Klitschko version of Mike Tyson. So he looks like a champion. That's really why Joseph Parker's maybe in the shadow, because Anthony Joshua just looks like the guy that could be the next champion. Just like I said, a bigger version of Mike Tyson. 6'6", got an 82-inch reach, very strong, very powerful. He's got that kind of crowd pleasing style where he's gonna just hammer out the opposition quickly, just surprise. Everyone has that wow factor when they watch his fights, how quickly, just like Gary Cornish, hammered him out within about 2 minutes, I think, in the first round. Had him down the canvas twice. It was quite a vicious fight. And yeah, Anthony Joshua does deserve the attention, but so does Joseph Parker, I think, as well. They're two different boxers. Joseph Parker is noticeably smaller. I mean, he's 6'4", and for a heavyweight these days, he does have quite a short reach. He's got a 76-inch reach, which is short compared to Anthony Joshua, as Anthony Joshua has an 82-inch reach. So there's, Anthony Joshua's got a considerable 6-inch extra reach advantage over Joseph Parker. But that doesn't necessarily mean Joseph Parker has no chance against Anthony Joshua or people like Anthony Joshua, because what Joseph Parker really does have is incredible hand speed, and he has an incredibly fast, sharp jab, and he can also throw the jab from long range, I've noticed in his fights as well, so he can actually make up that reach difference. Now, that's not saying that when it came to like a jabbing war that Joseph Parker would automatically out-jab Anthony Joshua with his quicker hands. So like I say, Anthony Joshua's got that 6-inch reach advantage, so that kind of nullifies Joseph's extra speed, maybe. It might do, might not. We'd have to actually wait till you actually see a fight between the two of them. But yeah, Joseph Parker's incredibly fast, and defensively wise, Joseph Parker is definitely superior to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua he can parry punches. He never did it against Dillian Whyte for some reason, but he's good at parrying punches. He's good at blocking and roll the punches off his body. But I've noticed he does stay in a kind of stationary position. He doesn't use his footwork to try and get him out of the road. Joseph Parker can dodge the punches and everything very well, but he also uses his footwork, kind of like Wladimir Klitschko uses his footwork, to move backwards and move out the road of sticky situations you could get yourself into, especially with these bigger guys. So that kind of makes up for the extra reach in that advantage. Now, Anthony Joshua definitely is a bigger puncher. I'd even say Dillian Whyte, because Joseph Parker and Dillian Whyte have had 3 common opponents. I used to think it was 2, it's actually 3 common opponents, and Dillian Whyte blasts them all out there quicker than Anthony Joshua. Maybe there is a possibility it's nothing to do with the power. Dillian Whyte's certainly more aggressive, so he probably would get if they had a similar punching power, Dillian Whyte would actually get them out there quicker, because the more aggressive style Dillian Whyte has. Other things Joseph Parker probably has advantages over Anthony Joshua is his work rate is higher over a period, over a whole fight. When he was fighting Dillian Whyte there, Anthony Joshua, he didn't have stamina problems, but he did lower his work rate because he knew the fight might go 12 rounds. Joseph Parker can switch on whenever he wants and have a high output, and he doesn't seem to tire him out. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to have a stamina problem if there was a very high output in the early on rounds. It looks like he'd recover well, and he'd be able to still go through a 12-round fight. And I'm not saying Anthony Joshua couldn't do that, but Anthony Joshua just hasn't done that yet, and he hasn't proven that yet. He's not. He's proven he's got the stamina to go from a 12-round fight, but he's never been in the position where he's got to have that massive high output, because Dillian Whyte did get tired on later on in that fight, and he didn't have the same kind of threat against him as he did, as Joseph Parker has in some of his fights. So yeah, I would say Anthony Joshua's definitely more powerful. He's got the reach advantages and everything than he's got the stamina to go 12 rounds, but Joseph Parker is clearly a lot faster, has better footwork, has a good punch as well, and does have the stamina. So I don't know who's the best right now, but a lot of people are just automatically jumping on Anthony Joshua, and I think we need to look at Joseph Parker and look at his very good performances so far. I mean, Joseph Parker is ranked higher than Anthony Joshua right now, because Joseph Parker has fought a higher ranked opponent. I think his second last opponent there was a guy called Meehan, and he's an older boxer now, a lot of experience though. He's not just say, oh, he's an old boxer, he's past it. He had a lot of experience. He was ranked, I think, 30th in the world at the time, which is a higher ranked opponent than anyone Anthony Joshua has fought yet. But I wouldn't necessarily say he was better than Dillian Whyte. I think Dillian Whyte's better, the best opponent both of them have ever fought yet. Obviously, Joseph Parker hasn't fought Dillian Whyte, but it's the best opponent out of both their careers so far. Because I think Dillian Whyte could in the future be a potential top 10 heavyweight. I think after watching the Anthony Joshua fight, I think Dillian Whyte isn't quite there yet. He has to improve on his skill and defensive skills and his footwork, but he's definitely got the chin and the power and the determination to be a top 10 heavyweight so far. So all three of them are really good prospects right now. I wouldn't just throw Dillian Whyte out of there just because he got beat by Anthony Joshua. He gave Anthony Joshua a good fight, won a couple of rounds, had him in some trouble in the second round as well. And he's definitely got the determination, chin and power. And Joseph Parker's got the speed, he's got some power, and he's got the stamina to do very well as well. And the other thing with Joseph Parker is he's only 23 years old, so he's a lot younger. Not a lot younger, but he's got quite a bit younger than Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, and especially Deontay Wilder, who's 30 now. I think they should take their time with Joseph Parker. The thing I've noticed with Joseph Parker as well is he's gained some weight since last year, and in doing so, his power looks a lot more substantial as well. He's dealing with his opponents a lot quicker. I think he's gained about 11 pounds. So I definitely, in about 3 years, I see, or even shorter than that, I see Joseph Parker going for a title shot and doing very well. I don't think any of these boxers look like they're definitely going to be at the top. They all look like they have the potential to be at the top out of Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker. I think it's going to be some great fights coming up very soon in the heavyweight division. Obviously, got Luis Ortiz and Brian Jennings to look forward to, so that's going to be another guy, I think, if he does win it, to throw into the mix at the end of this week. So that's all I've really got to say.